Congrats to Travis Hunter, man. Married. Beautiful thing, bro. And it's gonna be successful, it's gonna be long, and no BS is gonna happen. I love that for him, man. That do it.
Hunter is no longer a single man. He is legally married. This happened yesterday in Tennessee with his family and friends, with a great party and a great
I'm not proud of you, bro. I'm so disappointed in you, my boy. I'm so disappointed.
wedding. And honestly, Travis, I would love to give you a round of applause. But not everybody is happy, Travis.
Mom, Dad,
Travis Hunter went all in on his wedding day with the end of the night. Travis Hunter married her.
Auntie, Aunt, Grandma, Grandpa. We tried. We tried. We tried. We tried to stop Travis Hunter from marrying her. We tried. As they say, you cannot lead a horse to a lake or pond and have him drink it.
You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink, you dumbass little boy.
If you can look at it from that person's perspective, he feels that Travis Hunter has made a big mistake. And that's one way to look at it. But then there's also a
That is a nice little venue.
different way to look at this.
This is what we're going to do right here. We're going to show some love to Travis Hunter and his wife, now Mrs. Hunter. I'm going to give her first name, forgive me.
Sir, her name is Leanna Lynette.
That man, young man, was raised in a single-parent home. We know his dad was around, but for the most part, his mother moved him to Georgia from Florida to put him in the best position possible to make his dreams come true with football. He becomes the best high school player in the nation. He takes a risk going from Florida State, committing to Jackson State at HBCU in the middle of Mississippi with Deion Sanders. Plays for 2 years or 1 year, and then goes to Colorado with Deion. Has phenomenal years, wins the Heisman, other trophies, stays true, stays faithful to his girlfriend through college, from high school, and then he makes it to the NFL as a top first-round pick.
So here the man is talking about all of the hardships that Travis Hunter had to go through. And he's absolutely right.
Nigga ain't even mentioned the hardship of the internet. One could be one of the toughest. That you gotta look at this nigga and say, regardless of how you feel about this nigga girl or whatever, which it don't matter, but that nigga prevails. That nigga stays true, stays down, and prevails. I can respect that.
His dad wasn't there. His single mom had to take him and his brother from Florida all the way to Georgia. And not only did that have to work out, he also worked out by changing his commitment from Florida State and then enrolling at Jackson State, then going to the University of Colorado. It worked out because he went number 2 to the Jacksonville Jaguars. So Travis Hunter understands perseverance. He understands that you need to continue going. He understands everything to be a winner and a champion. This is absolutely true. But wait, there's more.
He completes his dream, accomplishes all his goals, all while staying committed to his girlfriend, then becomes a fiance, and then gets married before he takes his first NFL snap. He's kept God first. He's honored his family. He stayed respectful to his coach. His character is high. That is something that we all should be praising.
A good nigga.
What the guy is saying here is that we should salute him. We should give him a round of applause. Like, he stayed faithful during this entire time to his girlfriend. He was faithful. He's done all the right things. We need more men like Travis Hunter. This is an example of the kind of guy we need. And if you really want to talk about it as far as athletics, I can't say if the man is saying this, but we can infer that he's also saying that, hey, this is the kind of young black men that we need in the community. More men who are staying with one woman and doing the right thing, being respectful to everyone involved in the process, especially his woman, his coaches, and being a great guy. Like, if we had more guys like this, the black community would be better, and we need more black men to follow his path, regardless of whatever you've been through. It doesn't give you an excuse that you have a single mom or you have a broken family. If Travis Hunter can do it, then you can do it.
He's right,
3 months ago, I did an interview with an educator out of Brooklyn, New York, by the name of Dr. Abdullah Musa. The name of that particular collaboration was called Why Young Black Men Are Saying No to HBCUs. Now, that was a different talk, but this man is an educator. He deals with a lot of people that come from these similar broken families that Travis Hunter came from. I mean, he deals with kids that don't have fathers, kids that have drug-addicted parents, all of these things. And so, as an educator, he has to make decisions that parents don't like. And he talked about it on a particular video, and I want you to hear what he had to say.
You know, I cannot count how many times I have suspended children, had to have parent conferences, detained students after school, lunch detention, and that child has come back the next day, the next week with brand new Jordans, brand new iPhone, Nike Techs, new Balances, 950s, 574, whatever the number is this week, new hats, new glasses, new everything. And it just never ceased to amaze me, because I've had the conversation many times, because I'm
going to tell y'all like this. When I was growing up and I got in trouble in school, there was no getting anything extra than what you need. You feel me? And what you need is a roof over your head, some food in your stomach, and some clothes on your back. No matter if those clothes is name brand or if those clothes is from Goodwill. See, when I was growing up, we couldn't afford fancy clothes and stuff like this. My auntie, she every once in a while she'd be able to spoil me with something nice, but other than that, we was going to Burlington Coat Factory or Goodwill. You feel me? But I was smart enough to figure out how to, you feel me, go for the clothes that I wanted. You feel me? In a different way, like instead of stealing and robbing, I'll go look for a bargain, or I'll go look for a website that got them on deal. You feel me? But I wouldn't be able to go buy those clothes if I was being bad in school. I wouldn't be able to go to play sports if I was being bad in school. I wouldn't be able to ask for this, that, and the third if I was being bad in school. You feel me? Like, I used to get on punishments and whoopings. Like, I had the best of both worlds, punishments and whoopings. So it was like, hey, kids nowadays got a sweet, man. Or if you the last child, you got a sweet as hell nowadays, for sure.
very, very direct. I said, you do realize that if you're buying them things when they're supposed to be restricted or punished for negative behavior, you literally have just told them that their behaviors are not only okay, but need to be rewarded.
He says something that a lot of us in the black community often talk about when it comes to what you would consider pookies or ray-rays, and that is whenever they have a problem or they go back to their parents and they're misbehaving, well, the parents don't want to listen to what the educators are saying. This is why you see so many people not...
When did this become a thing? As far as I remember, if I got a write in my agenda book, if my mom called it me embarrassing her.
Come on, spit it out.
If I embarrassed my mother while I was at school, it was over. It was over.
It's over.
It was over. My mom did I had real slave, when I say slavery punishment, that's not the death and not the excessive beating to death. When I say that, long punishment, long hours locked in a room.
That whooping, and you got that punishment too. Like, it was no jokes at all.
Right after a beating, get your ass whooped. My mom wasn't no fucking ruthless mother. No, I had a loving mother that did not play about disrespect. So I got a regular ass whooping like other people did, regular ass whoopings. But what she liked to do is have extended long punishments locked in cage. It was like I was doing prison time. Locked.
You feel me?
I didn't get those. It was when did niggas start getting in trouble and then getting rewarded? When did this start happening? I don't know when this started happening.
Yeah, we don't do that.
You know what I'm saying?
Alright, we finna go to this. Hey yo, shout out to Astro Dior though, cause I'll be watching a lot of his reactions. You feel me? But you can't talk in, we be talking at the same time. You feel me? So I appreciate you on Broker. I would have watched it, but you do talk a lot. And that's good for your videos, so I ain't gonna say, oh man, you need to stop talking. Woo, woo. I don't got no more. We got something downstairs. You want to get something from downstairs? Let me go get them. Can you go get them, please?
Yes.
Thank you. So I don't want to just say, oh man, you talk.
I would love to give you
Talk too
a
much.
round of applause.
Nah, for you just doing what you do, bro. You just doing what you do.
Suspended children, had to have parent conferences, detention, detained students after school, lunch detention. And that child has come back the next day, the next week with brand new Jordans, brand new iPhone, Nike Techs, new Balances, 950s, 574s, whatever the number is this week, new hats, new glasses, new everything. And it just never ceased to amaze me because I've had the conversation many times because I'm very, very direct. I say,
This look like somebody granddad. Like, they all gone? We got some more. This is somebody granddad. He tried to tell y'all his honest advice and honest opinion because he's seen it through generations. He ain't speaking from just one generation. He's saying generations, like multiple generations. You feel me? This is somebody granddad. This ain't just, but he is just a regular person at the end of the day. Look at his nose, fat nose there, from the grave.
do realize that if you're buying them things when they're supposed to be restricted or punished for negative behavior, you literally have just told them that their behaviors are not only okay, but need to be rewarded.
He says something that a lot of us in the black community often talk about when it comes to what you would consider pookies or ray-rays, and that is whenever they have a problem or they go back to their parents and they're misbehaving, well, the parents don't want to listen to what the educators are saying. This is why you see so many people not wanting to go into teaching or not wanting to become principals in local schools because the parents don't want to listen to what the educators are saying, and so that behavior goes unnoticed. In other words, I know my kids, you can't tell me anything. And so what ends up happening is these kids come back with like new shoes, new Jordans after being suspended, and then they come back to these same educators that suspended them first time, and obviously the behavior continues. Why? Because you are rewarding bad behavior. And this also happens in relationships. Now,
What's up with all this game? What's up with all
if you
that?
guys watch this clip, you're going to see exactly what Travis Hunter did on his wedding day.
He didn't sign a prenup, and I know what he finna unveil, a $200K car. You didn't make this girl sign a prenup, bro. That's where you messed up right there.
Come on, let's do it! Woo!
Like 200K might be the base price. For all this extra stuff, you know he paid probably an extra 50K, extra 75K, pocket watches. We on that time right now. So this 200K turned into really like 300K. You feel me? And you didn't sign a prenup. So when she leave you, she get that car, which is hers already. She get your car, and she get your check. Oh my goodness, it's gonna be bad. Bro, a baby gonna come soon. And it's a wrap. It's a full wrap. It's a wrap. It's a full wrap.
Daddy.
Hold on.
If you guys don't know what kind of vehicle this is, it's called a Mercedes-Benz G63 Robust. I don't know how to pronounce it, but I can tell you one thing. It can
Said
go
they bad for
anywhere
you?
from $500,000 or up.
He
Okay,
said
it can
what?
go anywhere from $500,000 or up. Okay, so what this man did is he
500K.
bought this lady as a wedding gift a $500,000 vehicle. This is what I believe Dr. Abdullah Musa is talking about with these bad students. You see, these students misbehave, and then the parents reward them with Jordans. Now, in the same case, Travis Hunter rewarded Lanez with all of these things, even though he has absolute proof that she was cheating. He has absolute proof that she was doing X, Y, and Z, and he couldn't have known about this before, or maybe he did. But here's what he has done. Regardless, because he knows the information has been brought to him so bad that he deleted his Instagram and she deleted what she was doing. So that definitely means he knows. He has rewarded bad behavior. Now that's what information it's been. Maybe he did, but
Right,
here's
listen,
what he
you gotta
has
go
done.
over there and sit
Regardless,
down.
because he
You gotta go
knows
over
the
there and sit
information
down.
it's been brought to him so bad that he deleted his Instagram and she deleted what she was doing. So that definitely means he knows. He has rewarded bad behavior. Now let's say, for an example, she did cheat, okay? And he stopped dealing with her for like a year or like a year and a half. And she kept begging him, come back, and she was showing him that what she did was wrong. And she now respects him. And he did take her back for that mistake. Okay, I could probably understand that a little bit more because at least you've given some time for separation, and now she may have went out there and got her cheeks clapped a little bit more. Who the clap sounds? And so now she's remorseful for what she did. But in the case of Travis Hunter, you never gave her a punishment for treating you in any kind of negative way. You just kept rewarding her and rewarding her and rewarding her. And then you got married in Tennessee, which is very strategic because it has the most lenient prenuptial agreement laws in the whole country, from what I understand. So basically, like, if anything needs to be null and voided, which I don't know if you even have a prenup, it's the easiest to do it there. You pretty much taught her how to not respect you. And see, this is the problem when it comes to men, when you deal with beautiful women. Like, we gotta understand, just because a woman is like having sex with us or sleeping with us, and you continue to reward that behavior, well, you're teaching them that that's all that they need to do. And if you don't correct it, they're going to continue to deal with that. And eventually they're going to go and try to find somebody who is going to correct that behavior since you won't. And that's because they're internally going to be seeking respect, or an individual that wants respect, so that they can invest into that relationship. Because now they don't need to invest in you anything because you'll accept it. And this is what is the problem with Travis Hunter. It would be different if she had, made remorse, or they had broken up, or he got his respect back some way. But he never did that. And so we all can see the writing on the wall. He can't. But we can learn from his mistake. If a woman disrespects you in a way that you feel that's unfavorable, you have to let her go immediately. I don't care what she's giving you. You can't let her go and still clap cheeks. Stop the show. Some of you guys still think that, okay? Once you let a lady go, you have to stop giving her the D. I know some of you dudes will be like, I'm just still clapping her cheeks, though. I'm giving her this D. No, you're still giving her what you want because that's a part of you, right? You have to let everything go. That includes your money, your time, your attention, and your PP. All of that must go, all right? That's what must happen. If you don't do that, it doesn't matter. However, most men are too silly to do that, and then you end up just still clapping her cheeks. And yes, but that's not a payment for respect. Get your respect, gentlemen. Don't be like Travis Hunter. What's the use of working hard all of your life, rewarding somebody who was going to be a loser and never achieve almost anything? And I'm not saying that she's that right now, but I can be for sure that she wouldn't be where she is now if it wasn't for him, right? She did go to college and did some things. But what's the use of doing that and taking that risk and then upgrading that person to all of this money and success when they were literally in the back of clubs on music videos with broke rappers getting their cheeks clapped for damn near a wet food stamp in the bag of Doritos?
Man, listen, for basically they didn't have to do nothing for like have her doing all types of, bro, you don't even want to imagine the crazy shit that she was doing, shorty. Like, my brother, they had her doing all types of shit.
Got him!
They got him.
It's your boy, Ashley Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Jump. I appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe to the bell. We're out. 1988 was a very good year The LA Dodgers won the World Series, the 49ers won the Super Bowl, and the Los Angeles Lakers would repeat as NBA champs. But in that time, another legend was on top of the world, Mike Tyson. He was the undisputed heavyweight champion in 1988. And of course, he was married to a very beautiful, educated actress by the name of Robin Givens. The day was September 30th, 1988, that they both would appear on Barbara Walters' show, when Robin Givens would reveal something interesting.
I can't imagine that anyone could live with Mike Tyson and not recognize that there was a problem. Let me say this. I mean, there are times when Michael is manic and he's incredibly abusive. Not physically, mentally, verbally abusive. I can't imagine that anyone would live with Mike Tyson, the one that I know, the one that I see, and not recognize that there's a problem.
But the next thing that she would say was shocking.
There was no prenuptial agreement.
No. And why should there be? There's a certain sense of idealism that comes with being young that I wouldn't trade for anything in the world. We got married to be together forever.
I know you lying. Mike Tyson was convinced to never sign a prenup. And as we know, their marriage lasted about a year, but they were only together for about 3 months. And then she would end up taking $10 million away from Mike Tyson. But the story actually gets worse.
But before you both would be going to your lawyer's office as part of the divorce.
We gotta pause right there, cause that's a lot to take at a second. That's a lot to take. We gotta pause, cause it's finna get worse. All right.
Yeah, proceedings like same day you would be having.
Right before we go see the lawyers, yes.
You'd be having sex.
Yes.
And then one day you go over and.
And I guess Brad got there earlier than I did.
And you've heard it from Mike Tyson. He was still clapping Robin Givens' cheeks even during the divorce. And it's too bad Brad Pitt was clapping them a few hours before he got there. And that brings us to Travis Hunter. As we know, Travis Hunter went second pick in the 2025 draft.
That means she don't even care about that little cootie cat. She just giving that John to anybody, bro. She don't even care about that John, Scott, for real.
But he made a promise to Lanez that as soon as he got into the NFL, he was going to get married. And that is exactly what he's about to do. He will be getting married this weekend to his fiancée, Lanez. And the whole world is giving him congratulations. Let's look at this post. Congrats, Jaguars, to 22-year-old superstar wide receiver cornerback Travis Hunter. Plans on getting married to his 23-year-old fiancée Lanez this weekend in Tennessee. There's nothing more special than true love. Then you had people in the comments that had a lot to say about this. This individual says, she was there from the beginning, all the tough times that led him to the league. This person says, I actually feel sorry for this dude, and I don't give a ish about anybody but myself. Sean says, true love, her girl digging ass already said she didn't like him and thought he was ugly until she found out he was a baller. That's not true love, that's gold digging.
That's crazy. That's what that is.
He's right, you know.
Freedom says, hopefully he makes her sign a prenup. Guy says, bro is about to lose the bag. Conservative Water says, wishing them both a lifetime of happiness. Love seeing young athletes finding their person and settling down early.
Boy, you don't sit your stupid ass down.
Other individual goes, congratulations to the happy couple. Now, despite so many people warning Travis Hunter across the internet, I mean, there were so many. There was Bow Wow, there was Godfrey, there was Des Bryant. A whole bunch of people tried to warn him. And even Dr. Umar.
College football players, you have not even been through the NFL draft. You have no idea of the type of women you're going to meet whenever you get to whatever team that you're going to play for. He's still a child. You've only been in Boulder, Colorado, and you've been in Jackson, Mississippi. Why not give yourself some time to explore life before you just jump the hoop with this woman?
The reality is, everybody knew about Lanez's infidelity and her mistreatment of Travis Hunter, and he stood by her, even doubled down on it, even when all of that came out last December. He was not fazed. The only thing that she did really was, delete her social media, but hey, he was still rocking with his girl. And now people have questions for Travis.
His ass is a goofy. He's a goofy. She's laughing at you. Your ass is a go. You look weird, bro.
The only thing that she did really was, delete her social media.
You look crazy, bro. You making me mad, bro.
But hey, he was still rocking with his girl. And now people...
You got her cracking up at your... You look crazy, gang. Come on, man.
I have questions for Travis Hunter's mom.
What's up with these little spaghetti-ass dreads you got in your hair, shorty? This fade, hat top, Will Smith spaghetti dread, having that... What the fuck you got going on, shorty?
So they say congratulations to 22-year-old Travis Hunter.
Cloudy with a chance of hat top fade dread having ass.
Rihanna, Lanez, who are getting married this weekend in Tennessee. We talk so much about Jaden Daniels' mama being around him and being the third wheel. Travis Hunter, where the is your mom?
I happened to come across a lady who also has children that are athletes, and she had a very good perspective on this situation.
As a mother of boys.
Listen, man, this is my 2 cents, because I'm going to say this, you feel me? When I was young, I joined the Army at 17. When I was 17, there was this girl I was talking to, and she didn't want to talk to me until she found out I was in the Army. Listen, that young lady ended up conceding. And when she conceded, after she expelled the essence that was inside her bowels, you feel me, 9 months later, you feel me, the relationship dissolved. If y'all pick up what I'm trying to put down, y'all understand that as time moved on, because it was a 4-year period from when I joined the Army and we met to when everything dissolved, okay? In those 4 years, I did nothing but get bigger and better and look better. Bag got bigger. Everything was getting better for me. I was working hard. You feel me? Boom. This is my wishes were to wait until my YouTube channel popped off, because I was also working on my YouTube channel at the time. I was a young, hard-working man with dreams, goals, and ambition. I was working hard, but yet, this is what I'm going to add to it. My mother could have prevented a lot of things from happening, but she didn't put her foot in my back like she was supposed to, or she didn't care like she was supposed to, and it didn't lead me to success. You feel me? Not saying that this is all on her head, but my father passed away at 13, when I was 13. You feel me? I was born when my mother and father was 15, 14. Okay? So all my uncles and aunties, they were younger than my mother and my father. My father had one older sibling and probably like one older cousin, and he had one uncle. The rest of my uncles and them, my great uncles, they passed away. That's another story. My mama, she only had her older brother and her mama. You feel me? Everybody else on my daddy's side was way younger than him. Like 3-4 years younger than him. So if he was 15, 14, imagine how old they was. So I didn't have that guidance or that experience that I needed growing up. And then when I got old enough to understand the words that people were saying to me, my biggest stronghold onto this world ended up passing away. You feel me? And my mama ended up having 5 kids at 23. She had 5 kids at 23, 24. All right, that's enough for her business. Y'all need to be getting to. But boom. If I would have had like a strong like, you feel me, somebody pushing that like, hey, woo, or like a leader, a guy, somebody to beat her on photo grade, I wouldn't have went down the Travis Hunter path on bro grade. It's a dangerous path to go on. The Travis Hunter path is dangerous as hell. I didn't get married. The thing about it, I didn't want to get married, and I was real vocal and adamant about how I felt about conceding. I would rather wait because I do want a lot of mini me's. You feel me? But I wanted to be patient and wait till my channel popped off, and then but I was young and naive. Y'all don't understand the mindset I got now, not the mindset I had a few years ago. Do your homework. Do your homework on growing and maturing and going through them dark days and them trenches, man. Y'all don't understand what that is. It don't matter if you're going through the trenches physically or mentally, folks. If you can get through that shit and understand why the world be trying to put they problems on you, you will get through a lot. You will win on first grade. But listen, man, do your homework on having strong support systems behind you. Not just strong support systems, but also smart support systems. You feel me? Bro don't got one. He don't got one. There's nobody in his ear telling him whoop the bam, because somebody should be telling his ass that. Just like somebody should have told me. But listen, you're going to have to go through it so you can be better. And then you can end up being the one that teach the people. You feel me? That's the only direction you can go from here, folks.
Both athletes. Of course, not on the level of Travis Hunter, but athletes. Recognizable where we live. And as a mom,
she will not allow this goofy shit. I swear to God.
You just know.
You will not allow no goofy shit like that.
People will say it's jealousy. The mom's always got issues, yada, 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 with the girlfriends, etc., etc. But one thing that I have learned is sometimes they got to go through it, meaning your boys. They got to go through it.
Now she says this. Hey, I have kids. None of my kids are on the level of Travis Hunter. But here's what I do know. Me talking about the situation, I see what it is, and I know what it is. But you know what? My sons are going to do whatever they want to do, and they're going to have to learn by themselves.
That's not, listen, that's not a smart thing to fucking do. I thought she was going to say, I'm going to step in and tell his ass what it is. His mama, oh my mama, his mama is one of those. Swear to God, his mama is one of those. His mama is one of those, because she just said something that one of those will say. Why the fuck would you let your son just go through it? Oh my goodness. Hey, as a man, if my son don't go through it young, I'ma show him. I'ma show him on my brother. And if he don't get it, folks, then that's on him. If he don't get it. But I'm not finna allow you to just be taken advantage of. You feel me? Like, I swear to God, you not finna just take advantage of my seed. You crazy as hell. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna put you in a situation to where you get experience and you try to, and you can get the potential to understand. And if you then don't understand, then you must go through it to understand. But there's no way in hell going through it to understand is gonna be my first way of waking you up. No. That's the whole reason we are here for as parents. You see what I'm saying? There's no way in hell you finna just let somebody go through some shit when you can put them in a position to win. And if they therefore do not take that handout, or they cannot grasp it, take a good grasp on it, a strong grasp on it, then they must go through it, through the fire, to get a grasp on it. And if they don't get a grasp on it then it was never meant to be. Then that's just life. Then let that be, bro. But at the end of the day, if you can prevent it, then you do it correctly as a leader, as a guide, as a parent. You feel me? As a good role model. You see what I'm saying? That's just thinking of a logical perspective. You feel me? And not just not from a perspective that lack leadership. You know what I'm saying? That lack leadership. That lack, what's the word? Bro, it just lack a lot of leadership in that. Like, you just lack leadership. It's like you lack guidance personally. Like, you don't know how to lead, or you don't know how to guide because you wasn't guided correctly or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you want us all, if we all gonna win, and you the head of the snake, you supposed to make sure we all in the right position to win. And if that person not working as hard as they supposed to be, then you gotta train them. You gotta put them through that training. Bro, ain't no way in hell you finna just let this wheel be fucked up, and you not trying to help this wheel get stronger. You feel me? You just gonna cut the wheel loose and hopefully it come back a year later stronger. Like, that's not how it work, dummy. The wheel might be fucked up at the time it come back. Now, if the wheel come back stronger, then that wheel was then I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. To get into this shit is crazy.
We've all been there, and we've all had that situation, being in love with somebody and nobody could tell us nothing. I had a situation like that in my early 30s, so I know all about it, and people knew better to talk to me about it because I would have lashed out.
He said in his early 30s. In his early 30s. You allow bro, your early 30s. Oh my brother, ain't no way in hell you finna be sleep until your early 30s if you my kid, shorty. The thing about it, not everybody got the information to teach it. So if you lack the information as a leader to teach it to your offspring or to or to the people that's supposed to be led by you, then they're just fucked. But that's an excuse. If you lack the information, that's one thing. But if you got the information, like she said, she had the information, she knew it. Bro, at 30 years old, you shouldn't be going through that. Especially if somebody that care about you, that's taking care of you, know the information that you should be knowing. You see what I'm saying? At 30 years old, that's unacceptable. You should know that at teenage years, so you can be successful in your 20s and be prosperous. But as y'all don't understand, this is a whole different time. 2020s is different from 1980, 1970, bro.
Unfortunately, now I understand how right they were, and they were doing it for my best interest. But as you know, when people are in your business, you want them to stay out your business. It is your life. Like, why are they worried about what you got going on? And the reality is, people are just trying to help, even though you might be ruining your own life. So Travis Hunter not signing a prenup and doing whatever he wants to do with Leanne and Lanez, he's just going to have to do it the hard way, and hopefully it works out because the young man is in love. But why would Travis Hunter do this in the first place?
I knew that this girl has been with Travis a little bit before Jackson State, right? I think she's a little bit older than him. So she's been around. And if you know a little bit of Travis Hunter's story, which he has given to the public, you know his upbringing was kind of hard. And so he gravitated to the first person that made him feel the way he wanted to feel. And as humans, we know what that is. The connection and the attraction to someone who's finally paying attention to you, who you finally feel like's in your corner.
Bro, you the number 2 draft in the NFL combine. You was highly touted, highly scouted, and sought after in high school, and you not getting attention from what? Listen, this is what I can say. Travis Hunter, he don't know how to groom himself as a man, folk. Because if you look at his haircut and you look at his mannerisms, he don't got that masculinity factor to him. You know what I'm saying? So that is a whole different ball game. You feel me? Than not having that attention factor. So what she's saying, like, that shit is irrelevant as fuck. I swear to God, it's irrelevant as fuck. Because not being taught the masculinity, energy inside you, and you take form of that feminine energy, bro, you gonna be living life on autopilot, and you not gonna be achieving the shit that you should be achieving, and people gonna be looking at you crazy. You see what I'm saying? Therefore, you need to wake up and take hold and a grasp of everything that's going on around you. You feel me? Like, that's the masculinity, is aggressiveness. You aggressively trying to pursue goals. It's not taking advantage of people, but that's not the masculinity factor, even though that's the dark side of it. You need to be aggressive when you're pursuing goals. You feel me? You can't just be living on autopilot, because then you're gonna be put in positions you don't want to be put in. You feel me? Somebody gonna put you in a position they need you to be put in, and they don't want you to change. They gonna want you to be stuck in that position so then they can succeed. You feel me? So you need to be awoken, and you need to wake up whoever you supposed to be leading. As a parent, you supposed to wake their ass up when they young, so they don't go through this shit when they 30. On funnel grade, be a fucking drill sergeant. Do your homework on drill sergeants. On funnel grade, do your homework on drill sergeants, man.
And that's what Lena provided for him.
Ain't no attention, none of that, bro. It's your mannerisms as a man that stopped you from becoming and getting a lot of stuff that you wanted to get. You could have had every female in the world, but your mannerisms and the way that you take care of yourself and your etiquette is what stopped you. For I ain't gonna front the move. Cause you the number one football player, bro. You supposed to be balling. On first grade, you supposed to be balling. On me, you supposed to be balling. You balling already, so why you not balling? Why you not living like that? It's because you was raised by your mama. On bro grade, do your homework on being raised by your mama. And do your homework on your mama not knowing the correct masculine energy to teach, and not knowing how to be the correct leader for you. She might be able to nurture you, you feel me, as a woman supposed to. She nurtured you, but she had to play too many roles. That's a lot for one person. Having a man trying to play the mother and the father, or having a woman trying to play the father and the mother is not what we naturally supposed to be doing. So watch who you be having kids by. They might have made the number one draft pick in the NFL. You feel me? That's a good thing. I'm not saying like it's all bad, but on funnel grade, y'all gonna take his weakness and throw it out there and make that motherfucker twerk. I said that in the other video. And this is his one weakness, for like his lack of knowledge, his lack of, you feel me, female knowledge, folks. And don't listen to her, folks, because she tweaking.
Now, the mother comes back to a very good point. You know, despite what we may think about Travis Hunter, we didn't grow up with Travis Hunter. His dad wasn't really there. You know, the family had to move from Florida to Georgia. And at least in his adult life, what he sees is, oh, Lanez has been there with me when I was hurt at Jackson. They say, you know, when I was trying to get into college, you know, she's been there. She's what I wanted physically. She's what I wanted to be with. And so she...
You feel me? And like, as a man that's in the NFL, like that's a top high school recruit, you supposed to feel like you naturally attract women like this. But apparently, when he was talking to the females, this is what y'all don't know. For some FYI, secret information. When he was talking to the women, even though he was the number one football player in the country, he wasn't bagging none of them. He was a little too goofy, a little too giggly, a little too bubbly, a little too chipper. He was like, he was acting like Tweety Bird around the females. You feel me? He was acting like Tweety Bird. Gang, when he met her, she didn't care about none of the other stuff. She was like, you a number one football player in the country? Oh, let me ride this out. She ain't care about your mannerisms, because she can go find the guy with the right mannerisms on the side, take care of her needs, and come back to you like ain't nothing ever happened. Bro, and whenever you don't satisfy, the area you don't satisfy in, she gonna find that somewhere else. But she know ain't nobody finna be this number one NFL player, this number one draft pick, this number one highly scouted player bro. So guess what? She rolled it out. She got what she needed on the side. And the stuff that you are irreplaceable for, that's why she kept you around on bro grade. And that's why she treated you like that, even though you're not really the female type of guy. For like, you just not really that attractive to females. You're not really the masculine energy that I'll be like, damn, folk, on first grade, that's some competition against the females. Like, I'll look at you like, bro, I'll take your girl right here in front of you on front grade. That's how you coming, bro. That's how you coming. You know what I'm saying? So boom, letting it be known like that. He just ain't really he ain't had the je ne sais quoi with the females, or the je ne sais quoi with the masculine etiquette. And and listen, bro, I am a victim of this also. So that's why I know so much about it, bro. I'm a victim of this also. You feel me? A lot of the achievements we supposed to have, and a lot of the badges we supposed to have, you feel me? The personality badges we supposed to have, and you feel me? We don't have them. And then we go through life on autopilot, and it's like, damn, we could have achieved a lot more. We could have did a lot more with what we had. But hey, we settled for less. You see what I'm saying? And that's why you got so attached to this little thing. That motherfucker probably busting the first time you touched it. Hey, it be like that though. But guess what? That's not the only one that's busting. So go ahead and take your pick, big homie. Because you the man. But you got to act like the man too. That's why you need them badges. That's why you need that experience passed down. That's why you need somebody in your ear. Not just anybody, but the right person in your ear. You feel me? You need you a good leader, a great leader. You can't just have anybody in your ear. Nurturing not just enough. You feel me? You need that nature. Somebody that's going to force that nature upon you. You see what I'm saying? Breathe that nature on you. You see what I'm saying?
He makes me feel.
That's what the man for. Breathe that nature on your offspring. For you got to pass that nature down too. That's why you got to be a man and raise your kids, for. Or at least be around.
So
be around and show them what it is.
Out there that are talking about me and disrespecting me. Like, yeah, I know that she cheated, but that really doesn't matter because it doesn't replace that this person has been there for me when I needed her. And sometimes people will look at that as a replacement for infidelity. I mean, I know a dude right now, man, and his girl got...
Listen, man. That's some sucker ass shit to say. I'm gonna just call it out. That's some. I'm player hating, but that's some sucker ass shit to say. I don't get no fuck. Oh, first grade. That's some sucker ass shit to say, brother.
Got clapped by a few dudes. Storytime music. Listen, man, I got a homeboy, man. Let's just say his name is Lil Dwayne. Okay, Lil Dwayne had a Mexican baby mama, and I had another homeboy named D, and you know, it's shady how it worked. Actually, sad music is actually shady how it all turned out. My homeboy, let's call him like Dwayne, and Lil D was somebody different. You know, he had a baby mama, and while we was playing Madden, my other homeboy would just walk upstairs, and you know, he wouldn't even be understanding like, yo, I'm about to go to the bathroom, and he would go upstairs, and while we're all playing Madden, he would go up there and literally clap his baby mama. I mean, my friend Dwayne would give him, you know, like I said, give her money. She would turn back and give it around to Lil D and everything like that. Call him crying like, sad music, yo, Lil D, I'm trying to get back into school for you. I'm trying to do all this for you. I mean, literally, like, and the whole hood know about it, but my homeboy is not going to leave her, even though she did that, because they got so much history. They've been together since they was 18, and when his mom died or grandma died or something, she always been there, and they just had another young kid. Like, last time I was in Sacramento, the kid got to be like 4 or 5 now, and he ain't going nowhere. They've been together for almost like 20 or 25 years, and we look at it as, man, that's crazy. You can find somebody else. And especially somebody like Travis Hunter, he could definitely get somebody else. But
you see what I'm saying, bro? He just don't got them badges though, man. That nature wasn't bred up in him, bro. It wasn't passed down to him from a kin, bro. It got to be passed down to you, man.
He wants this chick, and it's nothing.
See, the thing about why dudes be having this docile mindset is because they be raised by their mama, and their mama need to find a guy with a docile mindset like this. So they end up being in a house with a man with the same mindset that's detrimental to the survival of man. You see what I'm saying? Like, so now you in a position to be a king, but you got the mindset of a peasant. You see what I'm saying? It's like, man, this mindset is detrimental, and females be finding guys with this mindset, and that mindset get nurtured onto your kid. Like, the man, he ends up passing down that nature to your kids. And that's not a good thing, man. You want your kids to be thriving. You want them to have them badges that they need to be equipped with, so they don't go through situations like this. Cause bro, you could have treated her like you was Blueface. Bust down Tatiana. You could have had 10 of those. Bro, you could have been Muslim and had 10 wives. She could have been one of them if you really like her like that. You see what I'm saying? I'm not saying this to make it seem like being this, that, and the third is good, but it's like, be aware of who you with. You feel me? Cause like, honestly, like Jay-Z and Beyonce, folk, hey, all power to them, folk. I can't say nothing about them. You feel me? Allah be the judgment of them. You feel me? But they went through their situations, but you know Beyonce still respect Jay on first grade. She ain't putting him on blast like this. But what's her name? Jada Pinkett put Will Smith on blast because guess what? She feel just like she do. She gonna get that bag regardless, folks. She getting that bag regardless, folks.
Thing that you can say to my homeboy to make you leave that girl. And there is nothing that will make Travis Hunter leave Anna Lanez. But when she take his ass for everything he got, or half his money, because the boy is not signing a prenup, okay? She's won. She got him exactly where she wanted him. The brother hasn't even played an NFL down. You know what I'm saying? Like, he hasn't done any of that stuff. And she knows that if he is able to, like, push this off for a year or two, she's most likely going to be gone. So she's smart. She wants to get married and all of that stuff before he even played his first game before.
And that's all it takes, bro. That's all it takes, bro. It's a year or two. Everything could be different.
Before he even gets to the Pro Bowl, before he gets to the Super Bowl. Because if he can do that, she's in there to win it. All right? It's not going to matter that she was booty clapping with all these dudes. She was getting ran through. She was a 304. That doesn't matter because she won in the end. And as much as we want to protect this guy, he going to have to learn the hard way. So, guys, what do you think? It's your boy, L.C. Dude Jackson, back at it.
Oh, man.
It is not too late to delete that TikTok, and if I were you, that is the approach I would take right now. In fact, I would delete all of my social media platforms.
When Amber Rose became a Republican and threw her support around Donald Trump, we thought it was just a financial grift. Here's another IG model that's past her prime, trying to find a new way to make money. But the party switch, as you young folks would call it, was diabolical. Not only did Amber Rose rebrand herself, she made some friends and connections in high places. And one of those people she became friends with is this particular U.S. representative, Anna Paulina Luna. Not only is Anna Paulina Luna a U.S. representative in Florida, she's also a part of a very powerful committee called the Oversight and Accountability Committee. And guess who pulled up on Anna Paulina with some information for Tory Lanez? Amber Rose. And when Amber Rose did that, boy, things started to happen.
So as you stated earlier, that 0.01% of DNA, they actually found 4 people's DNA on that firearm, none of which was Tory's. Not to mention there was 0 fingerprints on the actual
Whoa.
Wait for me, wait for me.
magazine. And also too, as you said, 0.01% chance. I mean, that evidence in itself should pretty much speak for itself.
Anna Paulina started going ham on social media. She started calling out a lot of things about what was going on with Tory Lanez. And she has been dealing with brother Tory Lanez for a long time. She posts this particular tweet here. Just spoke with Tory Lanez from inside prison. Despite being stabbed multiple times, his spirit remains unbroken, and he's deeply grateful for the opportunity to prove his innocence. The question is, will California governor finally review the case and pardon him? She also says, Tory Lanez has filed a direct appeal, a habeas petition, and a successive habeas all now consolidated by the California Court of Appeals. They have seated the panel. Oral arguments are coming. This case is far from over. Due process matters. She then tweets again. Tory Lanez was sentenced 10 years despite having no prior record, largely due to a firearm enhancement law now under scrutiny for racial bias. Black defendants face a 92% higher rate of this enhancement. That's not justice, that's discrimination. The forensic evidence in Lane's case was deeply flawed. 0.1% chance his DNA was on the firearm, 0% on the magazines, no fingerprints, DNA from 4 individuals found. Tory wasn't a primary contributor. Key gunshot residue tests never performed on others. This raises serious doubt.
He's right, you know.
Then, Representative Anna Paulina Luna brings out another fact.
Also, there's been ring footage that's been obtained that actually disproves the whole dance Megan. And so what we're seeing is really there was a case of he said, she said. The evidence wasn't actually respected and properly adhered to actually in the trial. And then they also were doing something that I would find pretty wild and egregious. They're actually submitting his lyrics for rap as evidence to the crime.
Now let's go to this whole idea about Tory Lanez being black. Now she does mention that his lyrics were used against him in the court of law, and this is not really ethical. Basically, it's racial bias because he's a black defendant facing a 92% higher rate of enhancement. This is very interesting that she's bringing this up, but we'll basically get back to that a little later. She also brings this evidence. Newly surfaced body cam and medical records show Megan Thee Stallion initially claimed she stepped on glass. ER records show no bullet fragments on x-rays. Bullet fragments allegedly removed are now missing. Evidence handling was a disaster. Here's another tweet. Under California's Racial Justice Act and recent legislation limiting the use of rap lyrics in character evidence, Tory Lanez deserves a full review. His conviction was built on outdated and unconstitutional grounds. Now, this is interesting. She's using this particular act to justify the fact that, hey, these rap lyrics were basically not supposed to be in there. Now, she also says this. Key witnesses changed their stories or contradict themselves. One admitted in court she lied in a DA interview. Another gave a sworn statement that Harris admitted to firing the gun. This case deserves fresh eyes and full of transparency. Now, whenever these things come out, it appears that Meg Thee Stallion starts to have crash outs.
Imagine y'all saying somebody is following the street code, not snitching. Are you snitching or are you not snitching? Because y'all trying to pretend like Kelsey shot me. Kelsey didn't shoot me. And I really wonder why her main problem with me was, you won't tell people I didn't shoot you. I was like, Kelsey, I don't want to talk about this on social media at all. But now you won't even get online and defend yourself. So that really just proves my point. Either you took some money or your life is in danger. Like, why won't you get online and say, because this is what y'all care about. Y'all care about online. Because the case, if you say you didn't shoot me, why won't you get on the stand and say I didn't shoot this? You say it online every day. You figure out how to get your say you didn't do it. You figure out how to get the blogs to say you didn't do it. But the one would have mattered from was you. You should have said, I didn't do it. Kelsey did it. If she did it, why wouldn't you just say she did it? Kelsey, if you did not do it, why won't you just say, I did not do it? I know who shot me. I said who shot me, and that's why I'm in jail. Y'all motherfuckers are dragging it online like it's some new evidence. There's no new evidence. Witnesses went missing. Why? I wonder why the witnesses went missing. Did y'all pay them? Why y'all showing up now? Why y'all showing up? It's about to be 2024. Y'all still with me. Y'all with me. Why? Because y'all see me moving on and doing better. Y'all see me trying to heal and trying to grow. But y'all keep trying to bring me back this way when I'm trying to go this way.
Now, this clip may have circulated some time ago, but it's basically the same things that she's saying now. Now, remember, her and Kelsey are not cool, and the reason why Kelsey probably doesn't want to speak up for herself or even for Meg Thee Stallion is, well, Meg Thee Stallion slept with her, at the time, boyfriend behind her back, and so now Meg Thee Stallion somehow forgot that, and she's like, well, so Kelsey, why don't you want to speak up for me? Well, because you were getting your cheeks slapped and then you lied about it. So of course, she don't want to help your ass now, and you're mad.
Oh, you mad.
So then the question is this.
Maybe they didn't make the case the right way with the weapon, but who did it?
You know, Chris, that's not for me to weigh in, and that's definitely for the judge and the jury. But what I will tell you is based on the evidence that we have, the evidence that we have says that he wasn't the guy.
She then says, Tory Lanez's conviction and sentencing raises major constitutional concerns. First Amendment, use of lyrics as evidence. Sixth Amendment, right to confrontation. 14th Amendment, equal protection under racially biased enhancements. These issues demand urgent review. She also says, justice isn't served when due process is ignored. Evidence is mishandled and race plays a role in sentencing. Tory Lanez deserves a fair hearing, and if justice prevails, he deserves his freedom. Free Tory Lanez. Now, there is an attorney that has broken this down. Shout out to her. Her name is Always in the Name. She's also going to bring out some situations as to what Tory Lanez was charged with.
The evidence that Tory's team is claiming they have is something called exculpatory evidence. Exculpatory evidence is evidence that may prove a defendant's innocence, but simply having that evidence doesn't mean things change. You have to prove to the court that that would change the outcome of the case. Now, Tory was charged with assault of a semi-automatic weapon or firearm, possession of an unregistered firearm, and negligence in discharging said firearm. That means the evidence that they have would have to change the fact that he would get convicted of those things.
Now, what is also interesting is the evidence that, according to the case, that California or the prosecutors found.
Now, I'm going to quickly remind you of the evidence that they used in the trial. The prosecution relied on text messages from Kelsey that night that said Tory shot Meg. Text messages from Tory apologizing to Meg. Audio from the jail of Tory apologizing again. Medical records and x-rays showing that there was bullet fragments in Meg's foot. Testimony of several different witnesses. We know that Meg, Kelsey, police officers testified, but there was also a neighbor or someone that was in the area that witnessed the incident.
So according to this particular attorney, there was a Tory Lanez audio from jail. There was the apology to Meg. There was also text messages from Kelsey, okay? This is different than what the representative is saying. But her last tweet says this: Tory Lanez's defense was denied full access to DNA evidence. Entire samples were used up by the prosecution before defense testing. Reports weren't shared until just before trial. That's a violation of due process. So this is interesting that the oversight and accountability has taken this up. And this lady is a up and young coming Republican. And that's another point that I want to get into. A lot of the Democrats, or let's say black liberals, I think that in many cases they have taken the side of Meg Thee Stallion. And this is interesting that you have a person, Anna Paulina, okay, this lady, taking this up. Republican, a Trump supporter, like I said, somebody who's even using racial bias. This is something that Republicans typically don't do. And I think this sends some level of a signal to, future black male voters, because you're just not seeing a lot of the black politicians coming to his defense. None of the Democratic politicians coming for his defense. You see the Republicans in this particular case, unless I'm mistaken, coming to the defense, because I believe so many black women believe that Tory Lanez actually did it. We also know that Meg Thee Stallion was performing for Kamala Harris, supporting her. So there we are with that. And so does this send a particular message to black male voters like, hey, listen, for false charges against black men, here are the Republicans standing up in the gap for African American men when we are not getting that sort of support from the left. What is good? Is this going to be a future situation that black men can depend on in the future? I don't know, but if he's able to overturn this and this lady is behind it, a lot of black men are going to look at this situation very, very differently, okay? And again, I can say it again, very, very differently. It's going to mean a lot to a lot of brothers out there that here you have, again, a Hispanic Republican lady that was able to help a black man out when black Democrats basically were willing to let a black man stay in jail for a crime that he didn't do. So guys, what do you think of your boy O'Shea Jackson back?
That's tough. That's tough. When a predator realizes he's been killed.
In April of 2024, a community is left horrified and outraged when a woman with profound intellectual disabilities is discovered pregnant at her care home in Geneva, Illinois. Kane County detectives launched an urgent investigation, confronted with the grim task of unmasking a predator hidden among the very staff entrusted to protect her. The following is based on official police records, and some of the following footage has never been seen before. According to their website, the Markland Center is a non-profit organization providing care for adults with severe developmental disabilities. Multiple news sources state that Kate, a 43-year-old resident with Rett syndrome, who was unable to speak, stand, or use her hands, was discovered pregnant during routine medical tests. Investigators with the Kane County Sheriff's Department compiled a list of all male employees who had access to her in late summer 2023, interviewing each one and collecting DNA samples.
Hey.
Yes, Sheriff's Department.
Yes.
Yeah, my breakfast is Brandon. We're going to come on in. Thank you.
You nasty boy.
So I know there's abuse and neglect, and I know one of our residents was sent to the hospital that morning, so I am assuming something happened with that resident. And I also do know it was only males that have been suspended. So,
what that
suspended.
was?
So,
you okay?
Something that very serious happens.
And you're just so you're not in any trouble.
No, it's.
Is this the one that slept with her?
Enjoy my job and.
This the one that cracked her?
The fact that. Sorry.
No, it's okay.
Yeah, you the one that cracked her, huh?
The thought of
Cause you
that
already.
happening is very troubling and upsetting.
Okay. And like I said, nobody has accused you of anything.
No, I'm 100% aware. It's. Sorry.
No, you're okay.
I'm not crying for myself. I'm upset for the rest.
It's okay.
Yeah. Have you ever noticed like anybody else acting strange around them, or anybody that shouldn't be in their rooms?
No, I mean, we are very, I mean, we don't open the door for everyone. And as for staff, I mean, before this incident, I never thought anyone would do something like that.
That was kind of one of our other questions. Is there anybody you would think would be capable of
I would have never have thought this would happen at Markland's.
Okay.
Before they move on to question other employees, he leaves them one urgent request.
Catch the bastard.
After speaking with several more employees, investigators are left with no clear leads. However, they do learn that prior to the COVID pandemic, only female staff typically cared for female residents, a policy one employee said changed due to staffing shortages. Investigators move on, next meeting with former employee, 22-year-old Isaiah Fields.
How you doing? Good. You want to go in or just talk out?
It better not be this swole, long dread ass dude. This swole, long dread ass ninja. It better not be you, cause you can get any woman you want, bro. But you chose to crack the elderly, disabled. You both.
Here? How'd fights go? I heard you were out there fighting in Chicago.
Yeah, fighting in the Golden Gloves tournament.
How'd it go?
Pretty good. I lost
And you a fighter?
in the finals, but they're like I had him kicking like so.
Okay.
I'll see him again, you know.
All right, good. Good for you, man.
Thanks.
Yeah.
And you a fighter too,
After
shorty?
briefly meeting Isaiah's mother, they head to the basement to speak in private.
So there was, an incident that happened there involving one of the residents. If you can just tell me kind of what when you worked there, what's the dates that you worked there?
Like early August to like definitely sometime in September.
Okay, early September, late September, you think?
I honestly don't remember. It was still warm outside, so
okay.
Maybe early
When you were working there, what were your job duties?
I was.
I ordered the pizza. The pizza ready, okay? The pizza almost ready, okay?
Yes, okay, I've heard that talking to people, they've said that before.
It's almost ready.
Okay.
But I was mainly training the so I technically didn't have any like duties I had to do on my own.
Okay.
So everything I did was shadow.
Okay, so you're always with somebody for the most part?
Like 90% of the time.
Okay.
Unless someone like got there and they were like,
okay.
Like one of the managers that were shadowing had to go wherever.
Gotcha. Do you ever have any problems with anybody? Did you ever see anybody that you thought was a little off? Like another, especially a male employee. Anybody that you thought like something, this guy's made some statements, or he said something, or just the way his interaction was with the residents?
Not that I know of personally, honestly.
Okay.
Oh, man.
Long enough to get like to.
Chummy.
I ain't gonna lie to you, he look like he be cracking old disabled ladies, man. He look like he be looking for females with autism specifically to date, man. Like, it's something about you we don't know.
With anybody?
After leaving Isaiah, investigators meet with another employee who brings up a familiar name.
Is it true that she delivered the baby? Is it true? I'm not divulging anything. It's an open investigation. Okay. So I can't go into details about that.
Okay.
I can't.
Can I ask you about a certain individual that may have?
Yeah.
Isaiah Fields?
That's who we just talked to.
That's who we just talked to?
Yeah. Who we just came back?
Though the employee doesn't explain why he suspects him, after all the swabs are collected and processed, a DNA test comes back positive for 22-year-old Isaiah Fields. On May 10th, 2024, he's brought into an interrogation where he waits for questions.
Nah.
A DNA test comes back positive for 22-year-old Isaiah Fields. On May 10th, 2024, he's brought into an interrogation where he waits for questioning to begin.
No.
Yeah, he's changed. He said Jesus in prison.
He's in jail.
He said Jesus is really my son.
That's not me. I ain't going to jail.
Investigators enter to read his Miranda rights.
Let me just start by asking, do you have any idea why you would be here right now? Okay, no clue?
Oh, whoa.
Okay.
Daddy.
You know I talked to you before, right, about Mark and stuff?
I can't
So,
no.
He shouldn't did the crime.
okay. So what I would like to ask you, what we would like to know, if you could go over again, like when you worked there for that just basically a month, wasn't that long? What your training was like and what it was like after training, like what your job duties were. If you could just go over that again, I would appreciate it.
For most of the time that I was there, it's just training. Like we just sat and watched videos on it.
However, several employees who trained Isaiah gave a different account, explaining his duties went beyond watching training videos.
And what were your daily activities when you were training him? What were you guys in charge of?
So we're in charge of doing the CNA work, so like getting them up, dressed, changed, and then transferring them to CES, and then positioning them, interacting with them, and then doing the same thing, changing them, and then sending them.
You're training how to bathe, how to
Yes.
care for them.
Yes.
So that was part of his training as well.
Yes.
But you would have never been alone.
No.
Something like that.
How do you bathe them?
So we put them in a tub, and they have a chair, and they're completely, obviously,
Submerged?
No,
Or,
not
oh,
submerged.
okay.
They're the water is running, or they have
Faucet or a shower.
So you basically sit like not like this, but a chair in a shower, and then you can take it off and spray them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so at some point, at the end of your training, were you not with the trainer anymore? Were you kind of on your own schedule during the day?
I forget what they call it, but it was like a probationary period.
Sure.
So like you were always like with somebody until you were like considered an actual nurse.
This account is consistent with what his trainers told investigators.
Would you have left him alone, or anybody for that matter, alone for an extended period of time with the residents while they're on training?
No.
Are you leaving anybody alone, the trainees with the residents or anything like that?
We're not supposed to be left alone with the residents.
As questioning continues, Isaiah insists that he remained in his probationary period until he claims he was fired for consistently showing up late.
I just like don't really like fit into people.
Employees who trained Isaiah highlighted odd behavior he exhibited during his training.
Okay.
In general, just like very off.
Anything that stuck out to you was odd or anything like that?
He wouldn't listen. He would always question, oh, why did you have to do it that way? And it's like, you're in healthcare. It's like, there's specific ways to do certain things. He would like fake talks, spoil the residents, and we had cameras in the classroom, and the angle of it all was just really bad.
It's a wolf.
Yeah.
literally looked like he was. The angle of it all was just really that fake toss. So the residents, and we have cameras in the classroom, and the angle of it all, he would look like fake toss. So the residents, and we have cameras in the classroom, and the angle of it all was just really bad. They would look at the cameras and would literally look like he was hitting her. I just want to clarify, he never actually. No, he never actually. Okay.
As the interrogation continues, Isaiah appears to become overwhelmed with emotion, and investigators work to put him at ease.
What's upset me? It's okay. I'm here to listen. If something's upsetting you, please let us know. We'll see what we can do to help. Not really think anything in particular. Just life's not easy. I know. That's all. I get life gives us some curveballs. It's wonderful. I've never had the guidance of a man. My father died. That's really no. I just never really had that proper guidance.
As one detective leaves the room to get Isaiah more water and a snack, the remaining investigator sits with him as his emotions continue to unravel.
Take a breath. You're okay.
No.
Not gonna let anything happen. You're alright. And I'm really sorry. That's. I'm sorry. It's okay. It takes a lot for you to sit here and allow yourself to have these feelings. You know, to allow yourself to have emotion. That can be a lot, especially in front of people you don't know. I'm not trying to be different. I just think things are not best in I can't speak.
Whoa.
Especially in front of people you don't know. I'm not trying to be different. I just think things are not best in I can't ask you any more questions though. No. It's okay. I'll leave you at it. She'll give you the next time. What's that?
I'm reading them.
You tell me. Yeah, I will never.
Just so you know, Kate had a baby and had a dad.
As investigators exit the room, Isaiah processes the gravity of the situation and the consequences he's facing.
My life is over. Such a yeah, this was more Jesus. But dude, after days. Just give me one chance.
He over here crying about give me a chance.
Please forgive me. I'll do anything. I'm doing military for the I'll create all my money. I'll be homeless. I'll do anything, God. Please. Please, just give me one option. Please. There's a no chance into this child's life. I'll be able to take the fingers and this along. Anything. Please don't get life. One option. Please. There's a no chance into this child's life. I'll be able to take the fingers and this along. Anything. Please don't be listening years of jail. I'm begging.
Multiple news outlets have reported that Kate developed a dangerous pregnancy condition known as preeclampsia, and that the infant died after spending 11 weeks in neonatal intensive care.
Damn.
However, we've not been able to independently confirm these reports. According to an official press release from the state attorney's office, on January 14, 2025, Isaiah Fields pled guilty to aggravated criminal sexual assault and was sentenced to 25 years imprisonment in the Illinois Department of Corrections, with 308 days credited for time spent in the Kane County Jail. In addition, Isaiah must register for life as a sexual offender in accordance with the Illinois Sexual Offender Registration Act.
Unit up there.
Dang, that's nasty, bro. You don't know how nasty that is, bro. No, not you. Not you. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the camera. You don't know how nasty that is, bro. That's nasty. Say that's nasty. Drink your juice. That's nasty, man. That's nasty. That's real nasty.
So I guess the person that tried to unalive Tory Lanez, that poked him up 14 times, I guess he on a call now explaining explaining why he did it.
So the man who stabbed Tory Lanez 14 times, including in the back of his head in prison, and tried to kill him, well, he's speaking out. He's explaining why he tried to kill Tory Lanez.
What exactly took place between you and Tory Lanez that day that you stabbed him allegedly?
Allegedly.
Okay. Nothing was took place that day. Everything led up to that day, but that day I just came out in the morning to Cal, you know, good morning, and I told him what's up. Give him a little fist bump back and if everything is good. We had a little situation the night before and the day before. So what was the situation the night before and the day before?
So I heard the rumors that he was trying to put money on my head.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
So he's trying to put money on your, of all people, he's trying to put money on your head. For what reason, bro? Why would he do that? You're a random. You are a random. And as far as I understand, ain't nobody came up dead the entire time Tory Lanez has been in.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't feel like nobody was trying to put money on your head specifically because we know who you is. We know who you is. You had a 14-year-old girlfriend. Woo. Is that not him? I don't think that's him. You stabbed your 14-year-old girlfriend up. No, that's probably not
Nobody
him.
around him, close to him, on the same deck in the same pod has came up dead. So why mysteriously, somehow, some way would he put money on your head? Like, who are you? You're a random. For everybody that don't know, you are a random. You only in prison because you unalived your 13-year-old girlfriend when you was 20.
Yep, that's him. We know about you, gang. We know about you. Don't nobody want you, bro. Don't nobody looking for you.
Like, what are you talking about? Anyway, I'm finna flame up my loud right here. I was finna roll up this whole leaf by Grabber, but I got this paper right here still from earlier. So I'm finna just flame up this right here.
I'm about to actually react to this when I get back. I might react to it tomorrow. Cause I think I did like 4 reactions. I think I did like 4 on today. So man.